Welcome to the Sportsfit Mum podcast, the place for expert knowledge and advice for your pregnancy and post-baby health and fitness journey. If we haven't met before, I'm Marnie, mum of two, health and fitness coach, international athlete and founder of the Sportsfit Mum community. Join us each and every week for lots of motivation and inspirational stories for you, the sport-playing, exercising, loving mum or mum. Hey, welcome to episode 2 of the Sportsfit Mums podcast. I'm actually going to give you a sneak peek at my new fitness in pregnancy mini course. This section talks about the myths related to fitness in pregnancy. So my question to you is, have you ever been told to stop exercising, take it easy, stop going to the gym, stop lifting weights, stop playing your sport? Or has someone just said to you, now you're pregnant, you should be careful? All of those things and all those times that you hear that said to you, you start to feel like you're second guessing yourself and what you can and can't do. A part of you wants to keep going like nothing has changed and to see how far you can or how long you can carry on for. Another part of you starts to think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing anything. So in this section, I'm going to talk about the myths related to keeping fit during pregnancy. Like I said, it is a sneak peek into my Ultimate Fitness in Pregnancy mini course. There'll be a link in the description for you to download. There are 6 parts with a bonus. So we look at the myths related to fitness, the keeping fit during pregnancy, the benefits to your health and fitness journey in pregnancy. We look at strength training and the adaptations that you could make. We look at cardiovascular fitness, the adaptations that you can make as you progress through your pregnancy. We look at the importance of training your core and how this will look and the adaptations you need to do. And then we look at preparing for the 4th trimester. And in this 4th trimester is you preparing or is looking after your baby. So we look at how you can have a mindset change to training during pregnancy, as well as those first 8 to 12 weeks after that baby is born. It is a big, big mindset shift. And then there's a few bonuses in there for you, like your very own strength and conditioning program for pregnancy. So without going on any longer, here is a sneak peek at a section of the Ultimate Fitness in Pregnancy guide, and it is the myths related to fitness during pregnancy.
This section, we look at myths in fitness during pregnancy. There is a lot of myths out there. I'm going to list them here for you now, and then we're going to talk in depth about them. So, stop exercising, myth 1. Don't start any new activities, myth 2. Myth 3, don't do anything strenuous. Myth 4, do not use weights. Myth 5, keep your heart rate below 140 beats per minute. Myth 6, don't play any sport. Myth 7, don't do any skiing. And the last myth, which is extremely absurd, is stop running. Okay, so let's just have a little think about why these myths are around. First of all, a lot of them are very outdated and now have research proving them wrong. But I think the main reason that these came about is because during your first trimester, it's a very high chance of miscarriage, or in your first trimester, you are more likely to miscarriage than further on in other trimesters. The cause of many miscarriages is unknown. And in the majority of the cases, it's nothing that the mother has done that causes the miscarriage. For a lot of miscarriages in the first trimester, it has to do with the chromosome structure of the fetus. So a lot of these old school myths, like stop exercising, don't do anything strenuous, keep your heart rate below 140 beats per minute, a lot of them were around because of high percentage of miscarriage rates and because there wasn't enough research around why women miscarriage. And there's a lot of miscarriages where the reason for miscarriage isn't known. However, there is a lot more research now about how to keep healthy during pregnancy and maintaining a good fitness level, as well as a well-balanced diet, is one of the two aspects to help you with a healthy pregnancy. So let's break these down a little bit further with my recommendations during pregnancy. First of all, you don't need to stop exercising at all. If you need to maintain your exercise regime, adding a few adaptations, which I talk about throughout this guide, but you also need to be documenting or journaling how you are adapting your exercise regime. You can start something new if you like. You can keep playing your sport if you believe that your body feels well enough and feels like it can perform the exercises or the movements that you need and isn't high impact. You do need to be doing slightly strenuous, so you do need to still be working those muscles and building muscle. Muscle helps you burn more fat. The more muscle you can retain during pregnancy, the stronger you will be during labor and postpartum, and the more beneficial it will be for you when you have an excess fat storage during your pregnancy. You do need to keep up your cardiovascular fitness. So it doesn't matter whether you go over 140 beats per minute. Everybody's has a different max heart rate, because your maximum heart rate is 220 minus your age. So we're all going to have different maximum heart rates. It is not ideal to be working for your whole workout in your max heart rate and above. The main reason for this is that if you are struggling to get oxygen in your body, then your oxygen is struggling to get through to your placenta, to where the fetus is growing or your baby is growing, depending on your trimester. The recommendation is that the majority of your workout, you are able to still strike a conversation. And if there are times during your workout or your physical activity where your heart rate is raised, the idea is not to be in that raised heart rate for more than 90 seconds. Give yourself time to recover, to get the oxygen in, and make sure there's decent blood flow and oxygen, and therefore oxygen traveling to your baby. Core stability training is an absolute must. Full body movements is an absolute must to carry on doing the activities that you are doing. This, for me, in my opinion, is completely up to There are many research that shows that the baby is very well protected within the first 12 weeks. They're very well protected. There is not much impact going on that is going to impact the baby if impact is given. There is also quite a lot of scenarios where women have unfortunately had bad car accidents and their baby has still been okay. Again, pre-20 weeks, because the baby has not dropped down too far and has not grown enough to be protruding out of your belly, and therefore again is well sheltered. There are sports that you might want to consider. You also need to think about the risk factor. We all have a risk factor for crossing the road. If you are an experienced skier and your likelihood of having an accident is low, then that's a risk that you can opt to take. If you like, I would highly recommend changing maybe the difficulty level that you play for your sport, or you participate, or you're on the ski slopes, to reduce the risk. However, each woman going through pregnancy can absolutely weigh up the risk that they would like to take, knowing that they can still carry on with the activities if they believe that there won't be an impact injury to the baby. Let's now have a look at why we want to stay fit during pregnancy. First of all, our body is forever changing in pregnancy. What our accomplishes in the first week or within the first 6 weeks versus the last 6 weeks are completely different. And therefore, you need to be fit. You need to be conditioned in each part of your fitness journey during pregnancy. So some things to think about are strength training. So that is with resistance bands, maybe with weights or even body weight. We need our muscles to still be activating. We need our joints to still be moving. We need our muscles to still be consuming oxygen. And we need to be ensuring that we have good range of movement. Our body can move in the way that it's going to be needing to move during labor and when looking after your baby. We need good cardiovascular fitness. That is making sure your lungs and your heart are strong enough to keep up with the demands of your daily routines. Even though we don't know, our heart rate will raise much quicker in pregnancy. We are needing to pump more blood around the body. We are needing to get more oxygen in at times. So our heart and our lungs do need to be strong. So cardiovascular fitness is very important. And like I mentioned before, the myth of not going over 140 beats per minute isn't exactly true. We can be working towards our max heart rate, but not for a sustained period of time. Okay? You're going to need stamina for labor. Depending on how long your labor is going to be, you're going to need to push your body mentally and physically to be able to birth a baby. And our bodies are miraculous things. Your body knows how to give birth to your baby. Okay. There's some research in there where there's some case studies where there have been some mums who have, for whatever reason, unfortunately ended up on a ventilator or in a coma, but they've still been able to birth their baby because your body knows how to do it. But it's very important that our body is ready and fit to do this. We will have times where our heart rate will be raised for a good 60 seconds of contractions. There'll be times where we'll need to get into different positions to birth our baby. And we're going to need to have the stamina of a good minimum, I would say, 6 hours of this. So mentally and physically being ready for that. Core stability is really, really important. The myth about giving up sit-ups, planks, and so forth is slightly true. We can't do the same traditional exercises as we would have done. There's no need for us to do the same traditional core exercises, but we still do need to be conditioning our core because the core consists of all your large muscles all the way from your buttocks up to underneath your ribs and to the side of your body. So you 100% still need to be training your core. The ways to do this are full body compound movement, core work, and using resistant bands and Swiss balls. So definitely still need to be adding this to your routine. So a lot of our core exercises just need to be adapted, but core training is still really, really important. And the last bit of information I want to leave you with in regards to myths is around stopping exercise altogether. If you're like me, exercise or playing your sport is a mental benefit as much as it is a physical. And we need to be mentally strong for our pregnancy and our postpartum journey. And therefore, we need to change our thinking around fitness in pregnancy, which we're going to talk about in the next sector. And we need to change it to be thinking about being fit for purpose, being fit for your labor, being fit for your postpartum journey, mentally and physically. So we absolutely do not want to stop exercising. If you have any questions about this sector, myths in pregnancy, around fitness, your fitness journey, drop me a message on any of the social media posts or feel free to DM me. I'd love to chat to you more. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Sportsfit Mums podcast. It's awesome to have you along. If you would like to join our community, follow us on at Sportsfit Mums on Instagram. Alternatively, do check out the subscription notes as you will see a link to our Ultimate Fitness in Pregnancy mini guide. From here, you'll also get some details of the up and coming release of the new strength and conditioning prehab program for your 4th trimester. So it's called 8 Weeks Out. And the idea is that we help you know exactly what you need to do to look after your body in those first 8 weeks post baby. So check out the details for that in up and coming episodes.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Sportsfit Mums podcast. It's awesome to have you along. If you would like to join our community, follow us on at Sportsfit Mums on Instagram. Alternatively, do check out the subscription notes, as you will see a link to our Ultimate Fitness in Pregnancy mini guide. From here, you'll also get some details of the up and coming release of the new strength and conditioning prehab program for your 4th trimester. So it's called 8 Weeks Out, and the idea is that we help you know exactly what you need to do to look after your body in those first 8 weeks post baby. So check out details for that in the up and coming episode.